if you're gonna write something true.
Yeah.
But on the same side, like I think everyone has a choice about what kind of art they want to create.
What's up, everybody? It is your girl Symone Titania Major, and I want to thank you so much for joining us again here at the NDC.
So yeah, it's all
Today we have the Hattts at the NDC here with us, and they're about to tell us exactly where they got that name from. What's up, the Hattts? How are ya?
Hey, what's up?
Hi.
Yeah.
Where did you get the name from, the Hattts?
We played in other bands before this one,
Yeah.
and he would always wear a hat.
Yeah.
I started wearing a hat later, and we just were talking about how like when we wore hats when we were playing, like it made us feel like, I don't know,
Like it's like an
empowered.
persona.
Like it's a weird thing
Yeah.
that we just
Yeah.
feel like when you wear a hat, it's like kind of there's like a weird energy to it, and especially when we do that, and we play music.
And then
Right.
I think we wanted like kind of like a classic kind of band. It's like The Cure, The
Exactly.
Police,
Mm-hmm.
and I think you once named. What about that hat? And I
Yeah.
was like, that's it.
And we were jamming at the time, and we would always wear hats when
Yeah.
we would jam. So we were like, well, maybe we should just
The hats.
Can you guys take us in your day-to-day process and your routine? Like, as a band, what does that look like? Are you rehearsing a lot? Are you writing music together? Are you performing a lot? Like, what is it? What is a day in a life of being in the Hattts?
A lot of the initial songs have been Will, mainly, but we trade a lot of riffs. We're all pretty competent on each other's instruments too, so a lot of times we might be trading stuff. But
Yeah.
a lot
Right.
of which is just kind of, we have a spot where we rehearse and we just kind of hang out
Yeah.
and conceptualize.
Yeah.
So we would jam.
Yeah.
Like Josh said, I had some songs that I had written and I showed to these guys, and we started.
Yeah, normally we
Practicing.
just go to shows like together or
Right.
like by ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Like right now we're thinking of going to another show. like,
Yeah.
later.
And as you mentioned, with COVID and the pandemic that happened, how did that either bring you all together, or have you all not been together, like as a band performing, or do you stay on the phone? Are you calling each other every day? Or
It was kind of rough just because we had a lot lined up.
We sure did.
Not just
Yeah.
with this band, but with the other bands that we work with.
Mhm.
Because
We're all in different bands.
yeah, we don't do stuff aside from that, but we had a lot of stuff lined up for the Hattts, and it just kind of got shut down.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we talk like every day.
But yeah,
cool.
we've been trying to make it work. Meeting up to practice at first was hard.
Mhm.
Because also there was just kind of this feeling like, well, we're not going to play, so like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to say what's the point, but
Yeah.
it was kind of like feeling that way. But we did try to do some online stuff. We
Sure.
did an Instagram stream.
Nice.
We tried to do it all day, but it was not all day.
Yeah.
And I was actually kind of Instagram stalking you just a bit, Will specifically. I noticed that you do quite a bit like online for causes. Like you typically do a lot of performances for Black Lives Matter protests.
I did do one of those, yeah.
And you also did like a challenge where you tried to write music on a daily basis.
Oh yeah, I like to play music, if that isn't obvious,
Yeah.
and if I can do it to help raise money for like a good cause, well, heck yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Absolutely.
And I just started hearing about these things. If they were interested in having me, I would do it, and if we raise some money, we'll right on.
And so what is your goal now as the Hattts? What is your goal? Are you looking to write music together now? Are you looking to maybe perform at a festival when festivals do open back up? Like what is your goal right
I
now?
think Glastonbury.
I think we'd all have different answers.
Headline
About that.
Glasto. That's your goal.
Yeah.
That's
Wait,
his
what is it?
goal.
What's your goal?
Headline Glastonbury.
Okay,
crazy.
dope for sure.
We're always trading ideas. We put out a tape of demos, but we kind of want to track something a bit more like
Right.
not necessarily polished, but more kind of full-fledged as
Yeah.
a project.
Just keep writing music, and if we can record something, then we're gonna do that.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. When you're writing your music, typically where do you draw your inspiration from? What do you usually write about?
It could be anything.
Yeah.
Honestly, it could be anything.
I mean,
like,
yeah, mostly it's Will, the one that comes out with a riff. Yeah, I mean,
and we always jam on it though.
yeah, I
Like I'll
mean,
introduce something to the guys, and then, why don't we do this on the drums? Why don't we try this with bass?
Yeah.
It's
True,
never like,
true,
hey,
true.
you need to do this.
Right.
I would just feel bad about that.
Even when we're aware of the positions and like the sonicscape, like where we have to occupy, there's still a lot of like crossing over, you
Mhm.
know, and just making sure that the energy is there that we want to communicate. I
Yeah.
guess, yeah.
As for like what we write about, I mean,
Yeah.
don't know what our song is about.
Anything really. Like,
Well, I can definitely say from listening to your music, like there's a whole vibe, like there's a mixture. It's like a melting pot kind of, like psychedelic, but it's also like this rock and roll vibe.
Thank
It's
you.
just like it also has like this Miami vibe to it. I'm just like, how are they doing this? Like, where do you draw your inspiration from? Do you listen to specific artists, or is it just something that you all just kind of?
Yeah, the whole kind of new psych is how kind of this whole new psych scene, like the San Francisco, like the OCs, Ty Segall.
Absolutely,
King Gizzard,
yeah,
that's
Ty
how
Segall.
Will and I kind of bonded initially. But we listen to just a ton of different music, and just whatever kind of works its way into the riffs, it just kind of stays. You know, we're not really afraid of trying to occupy a completely different kind of style just because it's like, well, that's what I feel like today.
Right.
You know, maybe tomorrow I'll think it's whack, but you know, who cares?
Yeah.
It's about that moment and
Yeah.
capturing that energy.
I stand out from the psych part. I listen more to like pop and like rap.
yeah,
Yeah.
Like I like samples and like
Nice.
R&B.
Do you plan to maybe start traveling when you're able to perform? Is that like a goal of yours?
100%.
I mean,
100%.
sign me up if
That
we
would
could
be
do
the
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If that ends up happening, if people want us in a place, I mean, we'll go anywhere.
I would love to tour, even just in the United States. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
holy crap! If we could go somewhere else.
Yeah, I mean, that's the dream, you know, you get to go to a place you've never been, it's just adventuring, and then there's just happens to be a bunch of people there that want to hear you. I mean,
Yeah.
we've definitely traveled for shows before, and it's exciting to be able
That's
to
true.
meet people
Yeah.
that you've never know, but there's still that common bond you guys share, you know. It's really kind of, it's
a
really
journey.
it's humbling almost, you know, to
sure.
realize that so many people are connected like that without even
Yeah.
knowing it.
So you all are independent right now, right?
Mhm.
Would you sign to a label if presented, or is that like you're anti? I don't want to be on a label.
I don't know.
I
Have you
would be
talked
like-
about it before? As
No.
a
We
band?
haven't. But
No.
like I'd be down
Really?
to sign, but like I would like a really mischievous guy. You
Yeah.
know, like
I would
fucking
want to read the contract, you know, because
Yeah, you know.
I would want to
maybe
yeah,
we would
I
have
would
to talk about it.
I would 100% be down to do like
'Cause-
a distribution deal, but not
Nice.
like a full-on like getting signed and then you know
No,
like
yeah.
they pump money into you. You don't see a check of your stuff.
Right,
No,
you
but
sign your
the-
life away.
It'd
the-
be nice
the
to have a
thing-
label like put that behind us to do like packaging and stuff like
Right.
that, like the distro. But
I mean, what Frank Ocean
Yeah.
did was like really cool.
Oh, Frank
you know?
Ocean.
Yeah,
game
you
the
know?
system.
Like he like
Yeah.
flip it over like back to the musicians.
Playing that waiting game, I feel like, is how you get really burnt out because you kind of
Sure.
end up idealizing what you want your success to be when you can just start building your thing today.
Yeah.
And sure, you're not going to be the biggest artist tomorrow just because of social media,
Right.
but the more you put into it and the more you cultivate your energy around, you know, when somebody hears your music, then they kind of see everything you've laid out. It's like, all right, I really love this. This is
Yeah.
what I want to support these guys, and that's a beautiful thing.
And I think at the end of the day, it's just like who you are as a person, you know, and that's what Instagram, like
Yeah.
Facebook or whatever, like helps you see.
Do you all feel that it's the responsibility of artists to talk about certain topics that are happening in the world? Like, if your fans are going through something, do you think it's important to talk about that, or do you just present whatever it is that you have?
It's an interesting question.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I think
You should.
yeah,
Like,
there's no point in hiding it when we're all people anyways. We all deal with kind of the same things. You might as well. If your art's going to be that personal, I mean, yeah, there are a lot of people that might take a more hands-off approach, and I can appreciate that too, because sometimes you need that breath of just, you know, but
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, sometimes you just got to talk
Like-
about something real.
like-
you know?
I do see a lot of people talking about like the hard topics,
Right.
but I don't like when they backtrack themselves, you know.
Wow.
Like I feel like you should just like you say it and like
Like, say it and mean it.
say
Yeah,
it,
yeah,
Done
yeah.
with
You know, it's not just a trend or anything like who
Right.
you are.
Well, right. I mean, if you're gonna write something true.
yeah.
But you know, on the same side, like I think everyone has a choice about what kind of art they want to create.
That's
Right.
true. Yeah.
You know, you can just do whatever. If you want to write a
Yeah.
song about a cool hot dog,
I mean,
you can do that.
I mean,
Yeah.
what we're doing here
A
is
cool
like
hot dog.
Yeah.
I mean, what we're
That's
doing
a
here
big
is
hot dog
like
for
we're
sure.
telling stories and like we're telling like some of them are like imaginary stories about like a hot dog, but some of the stories are like heartfelt and like should be heard.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
should be said.
absolutely.
And I think that duality is within everyone anyways. You know, sometimes you want silly stuff, sometimes you need serious.
Yeah.
You have to
Agreed.
deal with stuff,
Sometimes
and
you have
it's
to
just
deal
that's how
with
it
it.
is. You know, just if you can express that duality, I think that's probably the most genuine thing more than anything. I really appreciate bands that can touch on that can be crazy, wild, and fanciful, and then just bring it down to the most the minutia, the most personal, in, you know, whatever small thing, and then relate it. And it's like, well, yeah,
Absolutely.
that makes sense because there's multitudes within everything.
And then you can just say, oh, that's a metaphor about life.
Yeah, it's a metaphor.
Yeah. It's always a metaphor.
Yeah.
Hi, how's it going? We're the Hattts with 3 T's. You can find us on Instagram at the Hattts with 3 T's.
T-H-E-H-A-T-S.
I think we have a demo on Bandcamp
We do
that you can
have a
find.
demo.
So if you look up the Hattts with 3 T's on Bandcamp, you can find us. We have a YouTube channel. Yeah.
Thank you so much for watching The Indie Seat. My name is Symone Titania Major. The Indie Seat has been produced by Context of a Generation. Please make sure you watch The Hattts tonight at 6 p.m. on the Mango Sessions. Until then, we'll see you next week. Indie Seat, thank you. So that was the Indie Seat. If you like what you saw and you want to be a partner, or if you want to collaborate with us, even if you're an artist and you want to submit your work, check out our website, contextofageneration.org, or go ahead and submit an email to us at submit@contextofageneration.org. And for all the artists, make sure you put your name, your social media handles, and attach some of your work as well. And for those who are interested in being a partner or collaborating, please email us and we would love to reach back out. Peace. That was the Indie Seat. Thank you.